I've been in this investment game for quite some time. I'm 75 years old. I'm a retired financial advisor. I've seen the business cycles. I've seen the ups, the downs. I've seen the crashes. I've seen the surges. I've seen the digital revolution. I've seen the social media revolution. And now we're about to start another revolution that is, I'm going to call Digital Revolution 3.0. There's 4 stocks that if you'll invest them in, and if you'll put it in a Roth IRA, and you'll be diligent about putting $6,000 a year, you can accumulate $16 million. And I'm willing to share my knowledge. I've read every book there is about the stock market, about the future, about what's going to happen, and I want to share it with you. This is investing for beginners, and I think I can show you the road to wealth.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Griegmeyer.
Show you the road to wealth, huh? That's a pretty brash statement, but I think I figured it out. I think in my 75 years, and I haven't been investing for 75 years, but I'm a retired financial advisor. I built one of the largest financial planning firms in the Ameriprise system, sold it in '05, and basically retired, and then decided I wanted to share my knowledge with you. And started this YouTube channel. So what do I mean, show you the way to wealth? Well, I did a video earlier this week where I said, the thumbnail said, I'm feeling pretty good about this. And that was as I study more, as I read more, and come to a better understanding. And truly that's what happens with each book I read. Right now I'm reading Ray Dalio's book, which is giving me even more knowledge about the money system and how it works and how it's worked over the last 500 years and the last 2,000 years. And so I'm gaining a better knowledge of how it works. And as I look, I did this video, I'm feeling pretty good about this, is that I feel that Microsoft, Apple, Google, and Amazon are in a very unique position right now as the world is changing. The world has been changing regularly for the last 200 years, but the change that's going to happen now, that's being brought about by artificial intelligence, big data, machine learning, general machine learning, and then the application of that to the data that Microsoft, Apple, Google, and Amazon have collected over the last 40 years, it puts them in a very unique position. You add that to the money that they have and the talent that they've accumulated and the brands that they have built, and as Warren Buffett says, they've built a very good moat around themselves. So with this in mind, what I've then done is said, okay, let me dig in a little bit deeper and see exactly where their strength is going to be, because I think the big change that you and I are going to see in the next 10 years is going to be around healthcare. We have been taught as a result of the coronavirus that our healthcare system is broken. And as an unintended consequence, we've dug deeper into protein sequencing and genome sequencing, and we're learning more about how the body works by necessity of the coronavirus. Well, this showed up first in my mind when I saw Microsoft's entry into HoloLens. This is a artificial intelligence system that they have created that is going to teach college students and high school students better to understand the anatomy of the body and how the body works. And this is going to give them a real leg up into the future of the industry. Then I looked at, I did this video just yesterday on Google and their work with DeepMinds, another artificial intelligence company that is getting into all kinds of things. Again, they are the leader in protein sequencing, which is then coming into all kinds of changes. I watched a video where they're actually, through protein sequencing, they're learning how to break down plastics, through through enzymes to eliminate plastic waste and bring it back to its basic elements so it can be recycled. They're using the same kind of algorithms to change the world of medicine as well as clean energy. So these companies, Microsoft and Google, that I've already shared with you, are going to be the major players in the major change, the next big thing in the world. So now what I want to do is I'll do a video where I'll dig deeper into Apple and Amazon's efforts in artificial intelligence in the future. And I already know because I have studied them and I know where we're going to go. But what I want to do today is I hope you're a 22, a 25, a 35, a 45-year-old. I want to share with you that if you will invest $6,000 a year, that's all I'm going to ask from you, $6,000 a year for the next 20 years, and put them in these 4 stocks. And if something should change in the 20 years, I'll let you know. And then invest $6,000 a year into a Roth IRA. The reason a Roth IRA is because you don't get a tax deduction for the $6,000 the year you put it in, but it grows income tax free. And so when you retire at 65 or whenever you choose to retire, you will be able to take that initial deposit of $6,000 plus any growth that it created out, and it will be income tax free. I'm estimating that's going to give you something in the neighborhood of $16.8 million if you'll just do that one thing. Now, what I expect of you, if you're going to buy into what Carrie's saying, I would hope that you're smart enough to say, okay, I got to understand this. I've got to have the knowledge that you have, Carrie, so that I can stay with this program, and I'm committed to it. So what I'm going to do is suggest you read the books that I've read. And this is a picture of the books, but I'm going to put in the description an affiliate link to every book that I believe you need to read as a part of your 20-year program to build $16 million. Now, in 20 years, is $16 million going to be a lot of money? Yeah, I suspect it will. It won't be the same as it's $16 million today, but trust me, you'll be able to do well on it. I also hope, though, that as you read these books and you stay attuned to my channel, you will learn to say, okay, there's other ways I should invest. $6,000 a year isn't enough. Maybe I need to get into some rental real estate, some passive income. We'll talk about that too. The other thing I really think is important, you become a part of a community, and that is you surround your. It's like my grandmother used to say, you are who you run around with. If you run around with bad boys, Carrie, you're going to turn into a bad boy. So find people who are good people, good, kind people who are smarter than you, and run around with them. And that's what I choose to do. I choose to run around with Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and Peter Zion and Jennifer Doudna and Ray Dalio. Now, I don't run with them, but I read their books. And if I'll read their books, I'm getting inside their mind, I'm getting their knowledge, I'm getting their experience, and I'm benefiting from it. If I do that, if you will do that, you cannot help but succeed. Okay? I've given you the 4 stocks. I've given you the plan. I've given you the reading material. Now let me show you the chart. And the chart is something that I've shared with my audience many times. It's an Excel spreadsheet. And what I did was take these 4 stocks from their IPO and trace them through history to see what kind of return they got on a year-to-year basis. And then I have analyzed and said, based on their past history and where I see them in the future, based on what they're doing and the work they're doing, this is the minimum return I think they will get over the next 20 years. Then I've plugged that in to $6,000 initial and $1,500 per stock per year, all for $6,000 for the next 20 years. Here's the chart. Let you look at it. I'll walk you through it, and I hope you become a believer. Okay, this is my Excel spreadsheet I was referring to. As you can see, I start with the digital revolution, tracking my 4 stocks, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google from the beginning. And I give you, what I've done is I've gathered their rate of return every year. I took it up to 2000, and then I did another calculation from 2000 to 2008. And then for this study, I have done a third calculation from 2009 to present. And what I was looking for on each of the stocks is what was their total return or average rate of return from IPO through the day. And that's represented in this yellow number. For Apple, it's 35. For Microsoft, it's 33. Actually, for Amazon, it's 75. And for Google, it's 25. Then what I did, as I said, is I tracked it from 09, after the subprime crisis, and down to current. And in that, Apple's at 42, 27 for Microsoft, 45 for Amazon, and 25 for Google. This is, and I'm not going to go through this, but this is based on my holdings. If they achieve this number, the smaller number up here, for the next 20 years, what am I going to end up with? And what I've put here is basically what my current holdings are, and then I have said I will add $1,500 a year to each one of them, and you can see my current holdings are $389,000, and that will turn into $323 million in 2043. Now, what I want to encourage you to do is to take those same numbers. You don't have what I have, I assume, in there, but you can raise $1,500 into each one of them, which is your $6,000 that you're allowed for a Roth IRA, and you do that every year. And if these stocks, these 4 stocks, achieve what I think they're going to achieve, and that is they're lesser of the 2 since IPO or since 09, the lesser of the 2, you're going to end up with $16,842,000. And I want to show you that first year you're at 7,000, then you go to 17, 30. It doesn't really grow all that much. I mean, it's a nice number, but you see, you make your money. You hit $1 million down here in 2035. But then from that point on, from 2035 to 2043, that million goes to almost $17 million. So could Apple, Google, Amazon, and Microsoft go out of favor at that time? Yes, but they could. But I don't think they are, based on what I see and what I'm sharing with you, that's going to happen in the next 10 years. Jeff Bezos says, yeah, Amazon will be replaced. All you have to do is keep reading and keep studying, and you will know who's going to replace them. And you will know, if I'm still around, I'll tell you. Become a member of our tribe. We'll tell you. This is, to me, this is just a no-brainer. $6,000 commitment, 20-year commitment, 4 stocks. That's as easy as it can get. Okay, that's my goal. That's my objective, to make you a believer, to make you believe that, hey, this old man may know what he's talking about. And if we'll subscribe to his channel and become a part of his Discord, his community, his tribe, maybe I can learn some more. And maybe he'll share with me, and I will, any changes that he had, such as, well, I used to have 6 stocks. I'm down to the 4. And the 6 used to include both NVIDIA and Facebook. Facebook, I think, will do you well, but it's not in the area I want. It's all about advertising. It's all about the metaverse. These stocks are about artificial intelligence, machine learning, general intelligence, and then the kicker that we haven't even talked about yet is quantum computing. That's when you take this what we're building, digital 3.0, which is going to include artificial intelligence, machine learning, and general learning, and big data, and then you hit it with a steroid called quantum computing. Once that hits, get out of the way. These companies aren't going to give you 16 million. They just might give you 32 million. I don't know, but from what I've read about what quantum computing is it takes the speed that we have now with the chips that NVIDIA and Amazon are creating, and hopefully maybe Intel, and hits them with steroids and takes it to a new level. That's what this channel is all about. It is not about, and I say, never, ever invest in the present. Invest in the future. What you're seeing day and day and day on Squawk Box and CNBC and Fox Business and Bloomberg's, that's about today. That's about the present. You don't want to invest in the present. You want to invest in the future. So you have to have vision. You have to have read and understand the socioeconomic world that you live in. Once you do that, you have separated yourself from 99.9% of the people who call themselves investors. And you've gone into a whole new stratosphere from the rest of the world. Okay? This is how you succeed. You separate yourself from the herd. You don't move with the herd. Most cases, you're moving against the herd. Okay, that's Kerry Grinkmeyer. That's Best of Us Investors. Come become a part of our community and grow with us. And you'll probably just get filthy rich as well. And then I'm going to teach you how to keep it, how to avoid the taxes, and how to invest it. I'm going to put out a course free, I'm not going to charge you for it, a free course on what is a limit order, what's a market order, what's a stop loss. I want you to understand it totally. And then I'm going to get you in front of a broker who will teach you their system. That's what this channel is. It's all about making you wealthy. Talk to you again tomorrow.